What's going on, everybody? This is JR Juggernaut 1, and I'm here with an update video. First off, I would like to say I apologize. Obligatory snack break. You'll understand. I want to apologize for the lack of videos I've been posting. I've honestly been way more busy than I would have expected with senior year. I know I kind of said, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, like, I'm going to manage. Well, I'm taking my LSAT this Saturday, and it is very chaotic right now, so I'm honestly just... I'm at a loss for words for more reasons than one. However, I did want to use this time to talk about a few different things, and then I will proceed with the weekly meta update next week, just because there's too much I realize I want to talk about this week. First topic I want to talk about is relating to... I want to go through this order by order when I was thinking about it. First thing I want to talk about is YCS Toronto. Because this... Oh, right, because that was the last video I posted. Because I made a vid, like, I think it was last week. Yeah, right beforehand. So really it hasn't been that long since I've made a video, but whatever. The reason I wanted to talk about that was because I was very surprised by this event in more ways than one. Now, I'll be perfectly honest, I have a few mixed feelings towards it, but overall, I would describe this event as a great start for the format. Just because, while, just for the simple fact that I was happy with that most of the players that topped have had past credentials. It's not it's not a bad thing when a player who doesn't have credentials tops for the first time. It's just that people really, especially at the beginning of the format, people are like, well, the players who are better prepared to deal with like the beginning of the format will, who don't necessarily need to wait for things to happen, they'll be able to do a better job. So it's really good in that sense. However, I would say that my only problem with it was, you guys will probably have noticed, especially this was mostly in the top 16, the top 16 was mostly plant and agents, and I was really surprised by this, because agents I knew was going to be popular, but I still thought there would be more diversity than this within the top 16. There was a lot of diversity, a lot more diversity if you compare it to the top 32. It's just that the less popular decks all seem to die down after the top 32, or most of them anyway. But the main thing, of course, I want to talk about is the finals. Of course, the top two players, Billy Brake and Nikki Lakai. Both of these are players who have come in second place in the past. I don't know if Billy Brake had come in second place at any point besides YCS Chicago, but honestly, if this was his second time, that would make this pretty epic, given the fact that, two guys, they've both lost in the finals before, one of them gets the win. Like, that would be really cool. I don't know, not a huge deal, but I'm just pointing that out there. Everyone knows Billy Brake. I wouldn't say he was like the most deserving of a win, but everybody knows that he was deserving of a win up until this point. This was his 10th top, and if I remember correctly, this was his 5th top within the past... I want to say, this was like his 6th, 7th top within the past year, I want to say, within the past, like, year and a half, which is really good. The 4th top of the year, that's really good. Oddly enough, he ended up running plants. I'm definitely not too surprised by that, but I guess I was just thinking, maybe he'd run, like, a different deck. Hell, I find it funny that people are still calling it plants, given there are only 4 plant cards in it. The limitation of Loam Fire and Debris kind of forced people to think differently about the deck. Now, I mean, you saw he was maining 2 Thunder Kings, which proved to be very important, and it also added more lights for Blackluster Soldier, which was a very key card in his deck, as you'll notice. I mean, Blackluster Soldier, players are more willing to make room for it because of the, as opposed to Chaos Sorcerer, because it puts in more work. It does a lot more for you, and it's more easily going to turn the duel around. Just because you're not really relying on effect as much as you're relying on effect and or the ability to attack over your opponent's monsters, which is cool. Nicky Lakai, though, as I've told people, I met him at Nationals. He was very nice. I met him through my friend Jeremy, who met him at Charlotte, and they've been talking a lot ever since. Very nice guy. I really wish I'd been able to talk to him more, just because I had that opportunity. But because I was also very curious, because he's a very interesting player, and I feel even more strongly about that after seeing the deck he ran at Toronto. Sorry for camera adjustment. Because if you guys saw, he was only running one trap in his deck, so that was Trap Dusty. It was a very interesting strategy. He ran more monsters, and he just sided into a lot of his traps, hoping his opponents would side out their MSTs and Heavy Storm. It was a good strategy. I'm guessing it worked out for him, judging by how far he made it. Another notable top, though, that I found interesting was Tyler Nolan, who came in top 16 at Nationals. This kid is sort of like the rising star, I want to say, just because this kid is he's been really improving over the past year or two, and I really think this kid's gonna get a win one day. I think it's very impressive that he managed to make top 4 with Tech Genus, just because I think Tech Genus people saw as the deck that was gonna kind of be like outsped by a lot of the other decks of the format, and plus with all the back row removal, especially Heavy Storm, it wasn't going to be viable. But I do understand kind of what Tyler was going for, because he ran 20 traps in his deck, but he ran 2 Starlight Roads, which meant he had a much better chance of having in hand and being able to set 5 back row or something, you know. But still, that deck is just a pain in the ass to deal with. I don't even need to go into more about that. So yeah, that's mostly all I want to talk about with YCS Toronto. Moving on, since I'm sure, yeah, I'm already almost 7 minutes in. Moving on, I want to talk about Dueling Network, because Dueling Network I have been enjoying and I've been dreading at the same time. However, MCO40 has already covered this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Basically, there has been a bit of corruption. I'm happy that there's going to be some improvement. It's really good to hear about this, but where's the question of where is Dueling Network going to go? How will it actually improve? That we're gonna have to see about that. I'm hoping though it does though. I'm trying to be optimistic about it. But I just mean it because I've just been facing. I've had my fair share of people who are just complete dumbasses about this. The problem, I don't know how to really avoid that though. The fact is, you're going to play scrubs, but at the same time, I'm happy that Dueling Network exists just because you have the cards. I find it more effective than, say, what's the word? KCDVS or whatever the other one was that I sort of used to use, but I don't even remember what it's called anymore. Whatever. Regardless, I was even playing a guy today who was just so arrogant that I was forced to ASS him afterwards. He was just like, and when I tried to just tell him to stop being arrogant, he just told me to calm down, like I was the bad guy. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Just some people in this site, But that just leads me to another, the next thing I want to talk about, which is what deck I'm going to be running for this format. I'm not going to reveal it yet because I'm still testing it, but basically today my friend sent me a deck list for a deck he was making. It's all I will tell you is that it's a hero deck, and it's probably one of the most effective hero decks I've played, and I plan on thanking my friend personally. You know what? Actually, you know what? Screw that. Shout out to my friend, the Undead Keeper, for sending me this list, just because he's a good friend of mine. He's what I like to call in this game an innovator, because he just makes some really cool ideas with decks, but not for shits and giggles. It works. He likes to be different, and he does a good job at it. And I think if I show you this deck, I guess it depends on how he feels about it in a way. But if I show you the deck, it's you'll see what I'm talking about, because it's not like it's that out of the ordinary, but it's just the fact that I didn't think he could take a deck like this and make it as consistent and powerful as it is. It's not perfect. I'm still trying to work on a few things with it and try and figure out how to make it more consistent. but at the same time, I'm liking it so far, and especially the side deck is what really makes it a force to be reckoned with. It's almost YCS ready, as he puts it. It's the side deck is basically made to also deal with Dark World, which I'm really glad about. So, yeah, you guys will get a glimpse of that though later on, probably. Especially since I might want to profile it before I try to take it to regionals. We're gonna see about that. But yeah, it's just a fun deck. I look forward to testing with it further. We're gonna see what happens though. However, I think the last thing I definitely want to talk about in this video, because this is just fucking ridiculous. Oh no, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about first. Yeah, new channel I'm going to be starting soon. The new channel that I'm going to be starting for narrated Pokemon Online battles. I'm starting a new channel for that. I'm going to be leaving a link to it as soon as it's open. I'm working on a few things with some of the people I've met through this. Nice guys. We're working on some stuff. I'm gonna try and see if I can get like a background made, and then I'm gonna start with like narrating and such. It'll be a pretty consistent thing. I hope you guys are interested and you'll just follow me to it. I really do, because I'm hoping maybe this channel will at least be popular, and then maybe I'll move my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff to it. Who knows? But yeah, it's just I'm really excited to start it. I've even got a microphone. I've tested it works well for narrating, so I'm really excited for this actually. But I'm waiting till things get a little less chaotic, because this week is just ridiculous in terms of what I have to do, because I've got too much shit to do in all seriousness. It's just really bad. So I'm just gonna try and make this quick. Last thing I want to talk about though, because this is fucking insane, and I just found out about this about an hour ago. A lot of you probably noticed already because a bunch of people have been posting it, but a fellow YouTuber has been arrested. Yes, you heard right, arrested. Ghopper85, a guy I have always admired and respected as a YouTuber, has pretty much made us all question whether or not we should have been supporting him all this time. Because he's been arrested. I will probably leave a link to the article. If I get to that, but yeah, it's just it's pretty unbelievable. I mean, wow. I can't believe it in a way. I mean, I just find it crazy because like, well, he supposedly was involved in extorting women for sex. Like, this is just so hard to process. Like, wow. Like, I mean, oh my god. Like, I can't even talk about this. I should just end the video here, because this is just, it's impossible to talk about. I don't know what's going to happen to him. Right now he's in jail, which is pretty insane, just thinking about that, you know. That, you know, he might just be in jail permanent. You know what, I don't even want to go further. Just goodbye, everybody, and I will post a video next week. The rest of this week I'm devoting to my LSAT. I will try to talk about any new things that come up next week. So if you're looking for any kind of news or any important updates, just you know, just look to other YouTubers. But peace out, guys.